what it is.
Hey Cameronaggies, I'm Ashley Matthews and you're watching Film Geek. Godzilla 2 has a penciled in date for June 8th, 2018, which means that the summer competition has its work cut out for them. The details for the plot are still scarce, but we do know that Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah will feature in some capacity. No human casting has yet been confirmed. As most know, Better Call Saul is a spinoff of Breaking Bad. This show is going to be a prequel to Breaking Bad and all before Walter White era. It will, of course, air on AMC. Vince Gilligan will be involved, but the creator of Saul Goodman, Peter Good, will be the one in charge. As of now, the only two actors confirmed are Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul, and Jonathan Banks, better known as Mike. This will give us more insight into who Mike really was pre-Walter White. Originally, the series was to premiere in November. However, the situation has changed, and it has been announced that Better Call Saul's first season will air in 2015, while the 13-episode season 2 is expected to air in 2016. The Shawshank Redemption was a disappointment at the box office in 1995, pulling in just $3 million more than its budget. Over the years, it has become loved by many. It has been on cable countless times, and now fans of a 7-time Oscar nominee can now plan to visit the Ohio State Reformatory that served as the main location for the Shawshank Redemption prison, which is being open for tours. This past weekend, the Ohio State Reformatory celebrated Shawshank's 20th anniversary with a special celebration with reenactments, appearances from local extras, and a cocktail party in the guard room. Let's talk about the new release I caught this weekend, The November Man, which is an action crime thriller starring Pierce Brosnan, Luke Bracey, and Olga Kurylenko. This movie is about ex-CIA operative Devereaux, who is brought back on a very personal mission, where his opponent he is after is someone he trained years earlier. This mission involves high-level CIA officials and the Russian president-elect. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Bullet travels at over 4,000 feet per second. 4 times faster than the speed of sound. The effect of that velocity is absolute. You just cease to exist. So if I'm going to train you, you must remember one thing. Love has no place in this life.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not.
This week I'm joined with Chase Mallow, who is a CUTV news reporter. Welcome, Chase. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
We went and seen The November Man, which I think started out kind of slow.
I agree.
So in the middle, there were a lot of twists. So what were your thoughts on how they just kind of, I feel like they just flipped a switch in the middle of the movie, and all of a sudden it was just got so dramatic from like the middle to like the end. But maybe was it because they had to give you a lot of backstory, or why do you think that?
I really, it was kind of crazy because like you start off the movie and you think, you know, Pierce Brosnan, his character, you're like, man, he's a solid guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then like halfway through, you're just like, it flips and you're just like, oh man, he's you know, you see, you know, he's a lot darker than you thought in the,
right.
at the beginning. And then, you know, it goes through and then there's just so many twists, you know, throughout the movie, and then the endings, you know, as well. And I think it started off slow, so, you know, you're sitting here, you're waiting for the movie to build up, and it's taking time, and then, you know, and then once, you know, it hits, you're just like, okay, like, you got to really pay attention because there's
right.
a lot going on.
I thought so too. What are your thoughts on Pierce Brosnan, like, when was the last movie he did? I don't even know, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I was looking on IMDb earlier, and it was showing he's been in a movie like at least once a year, but they have not been very big budget movies, and I've never even heard of none of them. Like the last one I know he did was like the 007 movies, which he was awesome at.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think the role was different than his normal roles?
Yeah, it was a definitely a different role for Pierce Brosnan. It's more like it seemed like more of a Bruce Willis kind of die-hard more role, and it was just it was like it didn't fit well with him, but it was still a good movie. It just didn't fit. It was missing just something.
I kind of got the feeling that it could have been a Liam Neeson movie because somebody was looking for someone.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, I could totally have seen Liam Neeson playing this movie.
Yeah.
What I really, really enjoyed that I know during the movie, I was like, oh my gosh. All the shots when, like, do you remember the guy falling like the third floor and like his head went bam and it like just cracked. There was like this awesome sound effect to it and it was like the splatter it did. Great shots, I thought.
Yeah, there was some great, very like, there was the one where he fell from the ceiling and he hit the ground and blood whenever. But what was the other one? There was another one that was really
There was another
cool.
one that was really.
I can't even remember.
I don't know either.
But there was it was like kind of more of, it was kind of like, I don't know, that cinematic style that I can't think of, but it was really, it's been done before, but it's very cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because you never knew when it was going to happen, and you just like, okay, you're paying attention. Okay,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, got you. So, you also just mentioned earlier that you felt like it was an advertisement for drones.
Yeah, it's just there's drones all like every time you see the like you have that drone that's like I guess it's weird because I haven't seen that in a movie before
Right.
where they're using drones like so much. Like the police are chasing after him and there's like a drone going after him instead of a police helicopter.
Right.
It's just it was kind of surreal, but I was just like, man, it's like, are they really like pushing the drone deal right now? Like,
I mean, do you think that has something to say that, what's going to happen or how something might end up changing or?
Yeah, it might be a transition, from having, police chases with helicopters and stuff to having you have a drone follow them and then they can just
Pick it up and.
know where he's at instead of having the high-speed chases,
Yeah.
Maybe,
It's crazy to think about that stuff. But I liked it. I don't know. I mean, I don't think you would get that same experience at home with the sound effects and the visual effects that they did. Like that's definitely a movie theater type experience. But I don't know. I feel like this is a movie that you'd want to rewind and like go back and see. Okay, did that really just happen? You know what I mean? Because.
Yeah, it'd be really good to see this movie again. But like you said, it wouldn't be the same if you was watching it at home. The theater experience is just like so. You can tell like if you're gonna watch this movie at the house. I mean, maybe if you have surround sound.
Sure.
But the quality of the movie comes out in the theater.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If I suggest if you're gonna see it in the theater. Don't wait till you have to come home and watch it. See it in the theater for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Theater all the way.
So I'd like to say thanks, Chase, for joining me, and I'll be right back.
All right. Awesome.
Hi, welcome to High Horse University. You're a communications major, right? Here at High Horse U, you're just a number to us because you're making us loads of money. You'll also have to sell your kidney to pay for tuition. Sign on the dotted line, please.
That's what happened.
Come with me. This is Cameron University's Communication Department. We care about quality education, not robbing you blind. Here, you'll actually get to know your professors and classmates. You won't be needing this anymore.
Visit Cameron.edu for more info.
Starplex Cinema, where I catch my movies, is now showing this weekend The Green Inferno and The Identical. They also have the $5 tickets on movies before 6 and just $2 more for 3D movies. That's all for this episode of Film Geek. As always, you can find me at the Starplex Theater, where I'll be catching what's new at the box office. Until next time, Maggies.